Hello all, today we are taking a look at Caravanserai, which is just above me here. Now this is a 2 to 4 player game, it's medium, sort of light complexity, and it's going to take anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. Now here is the board and it is rather large, so I've got the main board here. I've had to put this kind of victory point tracker which tracks your money dirham on the side here, and we've got some ability cards and more tokens here, and just out of camera view I've got another separate camera for our player board. So it's just a kind of review today and just showing you all the bits and bobs on this one. So to begin with, each player is going to roll their dice and whoever's the highest is going first. You're going to pick where your stable boy is going. Now this game is all about you're this stable boy, you're going around, you're trading, you're trying to make a small profit from these merchants. You've got a load of resources. You can see there's loads of cool resources here, little gemstones and all sorts, and you're trying to trade them in, sell them, buy more and make a profit for the win. And once you get to 32 on here, and that'll trigger the game, and you score up any more points from this sort of reference card and see who the winner is. So you've decided, starting player, who's going to go which side. You've got the north gate and the south gate. You can both go down here if you want. You can pick and choose. So let's just say we start like this. Orange is up. They are first going to move up to 3 spaces, any direction of their choice. So they could go 1, 2, 3. You just can't go back on the same spaces you've already been on. You can maybe cut through the middle here as well, which is a kind of nice shortcut. So let's say they go 1, 2, 3. They'll then do the necessary action there, and I'll go through what all the actions and the market stalls do. And then they have a choice if they want to do another movement. So you've got your dice, you give it a roll, and you can move up to 6. So let's say we go 1, 2, 3, because we really want to go here. You can go backwards, you go 1, 2, 3. Now let's just say another player is in your way. What are you going to do? Well, you're just going to hop over them. So in this case, we had a 6, would go 1, so we've hopped over them, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we don't want to go to 6. We really want this spot with the silver here. There we are. That's how you do. And then you do another action. So you potentially got 2 movement and 2 actions, but you have to do the action after the movement. So you're going to go move, action, and then that's your go. So what are all these spots then? So we've got loads going on. At the north here, you can go and get some of these ability cards. You've got the turquoise and the purple, and I've kind of put them on the side here to represent what they do. And we'll go through what they do shortly, but yep, you can go and attain them by going to this spot. You can go and get resources from these market stalls. So you've got these gems here, you've got gold, you've got silver, some more down here, these green ones, and you've got these diamonds here. Now when you go to one of these stalls, you can buy up to the number at the top. So 5 here, 3, and whatever the number may be, 5. So you can buy up to that many in one go. And the price is just on your player board. So it's going to cost you 1 money here for these 2 resources, 2 money for those, and 3 for those. So let's say we go here, we want to buy 3 of those. We're looking at our board, it's going to cost 1 each, that's 3 money. Have we got enough money? Well, no, we've only started the game with 2, so we've only got 2 money, but I'll go through how your credit worthiness and your purse works on your player board shortly. We'll just go through some of the spots. So yeah, you can go here to attain resources. You can go to these spots, and these are where you trade resources. So you're going to trade whatever's in the brown section, and you follow the arrow, you spend that from the top here on your player board, and you trade it in this case, for 2 green gems. Now you have got a capacity of what you can store at the top here. Once it's full, you can take them off and, you know, bring some in, bring some out, but yep, that's where you're keeping your resources. Now every time you go and trade here, you can see it starts on a 1, you move it to 2, and eventually once enough players have been here, you're going to get to this little red no-go icon. It comes off, you can see this was a level A, and you're going to pop a new one on with the 1 facing forward. So that's how you can go and trade. So you can attain resources, you can go and trade them for more resources. You've got these locations which have the major orders, so you've got 4 spots for your majors. This is where you are going to trade in a number of goods matching that there and then, and you get 11 money. Excellent. These are going to be replenished, so you've got a big stack of yellow cards here, and there's a host in here. You've got, let's get a closer up, so you've got 17s, 15s, I think they go up into the 20s. Let's have a lot of 22, so you can provide all these resources and score that. Now these are great because as you collect these major orders, not only are they going to get rid of one of these black tokens here, which will improve your credit worthiness, but you're going to be set collecting these for the end of the game. And you can see on the reference sheet here, and I'll give you an example shortly as to what is going to happen when you get those orders. So that is how you're going to do orders. You've got minor orders at the bottom, so you're kind of taking a little chance when you come to this spot. You're going to take the top two, you're going to have a sneaky peek at them, you're going to pick one of them, and then you're going to pop the other one at the bottom of the deck. Now the one you pick, you can complete it either straight away, and depending on where this fountain is locating, you may get a few more coins, or you may actually lose a coin. But if you can do it there and then, you may do, or you can just keep it next to your player board and you can complete it whenever you want. So that's the major and minor orders. Now what's this fountain in the middle all about? So when you complete a major order, depending on where these arrows are pointing on the fountain, which is really cool. So you can see if you go and complete this order, there's a little green symbol facing that way from the fountain, which means +2 money. If it's a red icon and you're completing this order, it's -1 money. Now you can see at the moment it's a neutral colour facing at the minor order. So at the moment there's no impact. But if it was like this, that means when you complete a minor order here straight away, you're going to get +2. Or if you can't do it, you can go away and complete it at your leisure, but you're not going to make the most of some of the benefits on this fountain here. Okay, and equally, how's this fountain going to move? So when you do go to complete one of these abilities, you may move it clockwise, and when you do complete one of these orders, you move it clockwise as well. So a little bit of flexibility there. And that is pretty much the spots on the periphery here. Now you may, oh, I forgot, you can go and borrow money from these two locations. Where's the other one here? Yeah. So these two locations are letting you borrow money. And I'll talk about that in a second when we look at the player boards. Now you've also got these two spots in the middle, so you can go through the board. And this spot here is letting you sell any number of goods. So you can see we sell a diamond, we're going to get 3 coins. So really nice way to raise money. And you can see there's a host of goods there. This spot here lets you trade. So you can trade that resource into that resource as many times as you want. And that is pretty much all the spots. So looking at our player board then, you can see we're starting with our credit worthiness at 0 here. And we've got, well, the red counter, which means we haven't actually utilized our credit worthiness just yet. And we start with 2 money. So how this is going to work is when you go to one of these borrow spots, you can then push this all the way up to the furthest spot just before the black token. So we can borrow up to 1 to 3 money. So let's just say we go and borrow, let's just go and borrow 1 money for now. And the reason is because when you borrow money, you then have to keep that money somewhere. And this side of the track is your purse. Now at the moment we start with 2 and we can only go up to 3. We can only keep 3 money on us until we start getting rid of these black tokens. So we're going to borrow 1 by going to this spot here to borrow, and then we up this one, which gives us free money to go and buy stuff and try and make that small profit. So that's how this is going to flux and flow. Now, if you want to expand the size of your purse, you're going to have to pay one of these resources above it. So one of these copper, one of these rubies here. So as soon as you pay that at any point in your turn, you can remove this, and now you've got more capacity. Equally, when you complete an order, and it reminds you at the top here, the first order you complete, whether it's a minor or a major, you're going to get rid of one of these black tokens, which gives you more credit worthiness. So let's just say we'd managed to remove all these black tokens here. We'd spent a few coins, you know, buying various resources across the board. We're storing them at the top here. Our dice is there. Now, when we go to this borrow location, we can borrow, let's say it was on 0, we could borrow 4, and then we could move this at 4. So we've got more money to go around and buy those resources and complete these orders. Now, when you complete an order then, you've got a nice reference sheet here, and it kind of tells you what to do. Now, you've got little blue stars and little pink stars. The blue represent the major orders and the pink represent those minor orders. So first off, you're going to pay off your debt. So let's just say we've completed this particular contract here. We pay all those resources, let's just hypothetically say we had them, and we are going to get 11 money. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We've paid off 4 of our debt. 4 from 11 is 7. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, wrong one. We can go 1 because we've still got only 1 capacity there. So just to remind you, you've paid off your debt of 4. You've got 7 left. You've only got capacity for 1 to go up there, so that's 6 remaining. You're going to turn that into VP, so you start from 0 here, and we move this in a snake-like fashion to 6. And that is how you're going to get VPs. It's basically the excess money you can't fit in your purse. So at the moment then, we've got great credit. We can go borrow more money, and we've also got loads of money in our purse, and we're starting to get victory points. Now, on a player's turn, yep, just to remind you, you're going to go, right, I'm going to move up to 3 spaces, do the action. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to go this way now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do that. The next player goes, and they're like, right, I'm rolling my purple dice. Well, they're going to go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, wherever they want to go, get some resources. Maybe they don't want to roll the dice, they're happy with where they are. So they roll the dice, they can go 1, 2, 3. And this is just going to keep going. And you're updating your creditworthiness and your purse, you're buying those resources, and eventually someone is going to hit this 32 mark. Everyone else gets another turn, and that is the end of the game. You're going to go to your final score. And so you can see on the back here, first thing you're going to do, if your credit here is on 3, you're going to get negative points. So you go all the way to 0, that's 3 negative points. You go back 1, 2, 3. You're then going to get points for your actual purse. So we've got 6 here, so we're going to get 6 points. We'll add that on. We're then going to look at our ability cards. So you've got end game ones here, and you've got ones that give you abilities during the game. And you're going to attain those by going to this north gate. And I'll go through what some of them do shortly as well. So you get victory points from these cards. You then set collecting throughout the game your major orders. So for every 4 of major orders that have different colours, you're going to score 9 points. Or maybe you had 4 of the same colour. So 9 points for those. If you've got 3 different colours, you are going to get 5 points here, or 3 of the same, 5 points. Quite nice. And the last thing is 2 points for 2 cards that are the same colour. And that's only major orders. And you'll notice you can't get 2 different major orders for points as well. So very handy guide. You add all those points on and you see who the winner is. Now for me, I absolutely love this purse here and this creditworthiness because it's so tight. You know, you might have 5 money and you're going to have to go and buy something to release those funds to then make slightly more resources. So it's an interesting balance of how many resources you can have, when you're going to spend them, and how you're going to maybe commit some of those to victory points, or money in this case on this track, your wealth. And you're just trying to constantly balance what you can do here. And you really want to get these resources at the bottom to be able to improve the size of your purse. And the creditworthiness is only going to improve by getting those major orders. Now, the game's quite nice. It starts with 11s and 12s, so a little bit easier to get through. And the deck, you never know, maybe there's a 17 that's going to crop up, or a 22. Now, these ability cards then. So end of game ones here, you can see this one here is, if you can see it, I'll just come and grab them and show you a bit of a closer up. So this one here is going to, when you, at the end of the game, depending on how many spaces you have freed up on your creditworthiness, you're going to get money. Now, I should add equally, these are the costs at the bottom you have to pay when you go to this north spot. And when you complete, when you attain one of these, I believe everyone else gets these resources as well, which is quite a nice touch. So everyone else is kind of benefiting from when you get your major order. I should say, I'm sort of skipping all over the place here. When you do get a major order, you can see on the back here, not only are you going to improve your credit here, you're going to improve your purse, you're going to get your VPs, you're going to take one of these off. You're also going to go and just grab one of these ability cards here, or you can take the top one as well. And that is when everyone else will get the benefit at the bottom of what you have gained. So in this case, every other player would attain one of these. And then don't forget, you're going to flip this clockwise. So going back to some of these cards then. So this one here, you can see you're going to get 2 money at the end of the game for matching these various symbols here, which in this case is a gold. You're going to get 1 money for each token you've removed off, I think that is. You're going to get another 2 money for each diamond on those major orders, and we've gone through that one as well. You've also got these in-game abilities, which are quite cool. You can see this one here is going to let you trade up to 2 times, and it's not even on your go. Well, it's on your go, but it's separate to your actual actions, so you might have a bit of chance to do a bit of trade in there. These are going to give you reductions, so you have a 1 reduction on this particular resource, and when you buy it, you can attain that reduction up to twice. So some really nice cards here, let you turn various things into other things, and you're going to go and get those from the North Gate, but be mindful, you're going to have to pay the costs for them. Now, the game itself, it's fairly straightforward. You're moving, you're doing an action. It has similar vibe to a game like Byzance, which is a card game, but it's got that similar theme. You've got games like Istanbul as well, which are probably a little bit more complex than this and a bit quicker. But if you kind of like those sort of theme, but you're after something just a little bit simpler, maybe Istanbul's a bit too much for you, and it's all crazy and it's all going on and you can't quite, establish yourself and make it work for you. This does a good job of a lower complexity game in that type of theme. You're just making these minuscule profits here and there. There's nothing like mind-blowing. You're not going to just suddenly go and get something that's going to like change the whole game and give you crazy number of points. You're all just kind of tactically going around trying to make the most, of those dice rolls. When you're going to come through here, what opportunities have you got just to make an extra coin or two when the fountain is pointing in the right direction of you, and really optimizing your player board of what time you're going to make the most of the borrowing the money, when you're going to fill your purse, what resources you're going to grab when, because if you're here and you're turning gold and you're like, right, I need this resource down here, how are you going to make the most of these actions on the way? And that's what this game is all about. That stable boy trying to make those small profits for the win as you provide the merchants with what they want. So there we are. Enjoy.